father imprisons his daughter in a 5-square-meter pipe for 18 years. Eating and drinking water requires overcoming multiple obstacles. Yet the window beside them is the only way for the two to communicate. Born with Steinberg's syndrome, the daughter must never be exposed to the dirty air outside. The air can only be breathed after passing through a purifier to remove impurities. From birth, the father has forbidden his daughter from leaving this place. Even looking at the scenery must be done through a virtual VR headset. The man thought his daughter would spend her entire life this way, but a 7.5 magnitude earthquake changed the family's fate. Inside the purifier, the daughter sensed something was wrong. Through the glass, she saw a haze engulfing pedestrians on the street, and the cracked ground spewed large amounts of yellow smoke. Anyone who inhaled it began to struggle to breathe and collapsed. Witnessing the terror of the toxic gas, the man hurriedly pulled his wife away from the window, saving her life. A second later, the smoke began to seep in through the window. After informing his daughter of the situation outside, the man took his wife to a higher floor to escape. Protected by the medical pod, the daughter's life was not in danger. In less than a second, the yellow smoke had permeated up to the 12th floor. The couple continued climbing until they reached the top floor, where they knocked on a neighbor's door. Without time for greetings, the man rushed to the balcony and saw the toxic smoke continuing to rise. He knew they couldn't just sit and wait. However, an emergency call came from the daughter through the intercom. The medical pod's backup battery only had 4 bars of power left. If the toxins didn't dissipate, she definitely wouldn't make it through the night. Both realized the severity of the situation, but the daughter was on the 2nd floor, 18 stories below them. A round trip, including changing the battery, would require holding one's breath for nearly 5 minutes. How could an ordinary person accomplish such a life-threatening task? At that moment, the man suddenly remembered that the neighbor downstairs had a severe respiratory illness, so there must be spare oxygen tanks. For his daughter's safety, the man risked his life and climbed down. As the toxins submerged his body below the neck, he immediately held his breath. Using this brief 1-minute window, the man quickly reached the target floor. After breaking through the window, he didn't dare waste a second and immediately got to work. However, a corpse in the room interrupted his search. It was the neighbor with the illness, but there was no time to mourn. The man felt he was reaching his limit. He searched the vicinity but couldn't find the oxygen tank the neighbor should have been carrying. He began to panic, rushing to another room to search. The man could feel his life counting down. 20 seconds remained, the longest he could hold on. On the verge of suffocation, he finally spotted an oxygen cylinder in the corner. Without hesitation, he put on the mask and opened the valve. Using all his strength to breathe, the man gradually returned to his peak condition as large amounts of oxygen entered his lungs. With this equipment, the man could move freely. He went back to the 2nd floor and successfully replaced the medical pod's backup battery. However, an even greater crisis loomed. As the toxins continued to rise, even with the couple on the top floor, death was only a matter of time for them. How did they ultimately escape? Find out in this thrilling movie called Breathe.